Yeah, I just want to give my thoughts on the Pokemon Go. I know uh, I haven't posted a video for Flavia, of course, my daughter.
Hi.
Of
Hi.
course, she always has to interrupt everything. Uh, so my thoughts on Pokemon Go is that
Hi.
I'm kind of a bit
Hi.
surprised by the the sale, but I take it as a grain of salt. So, and usually for a company, they kind of want to
Hi.
kind of just create the hype, get the offers on the table to see if there's other bigger bidders. But, well, yeah. Anyways, but over the years, the game Pokemon Go the hype has been going downhill. Uh, the game itself is going downhill. Flavia, the game itself is going downhill. I do know, like, what's frustrating is too, is that like Pokemon Go, I've noticed like Niantic focuses like on the big major cities, like like L.A., New York, for example. But they don't focus on like smaller cities. Maybe like Kansas City, like Omaha, Nebraska, where my area's from. And it's very discouraging when they just focus on big major cities. And it's just now over time now with like being super busy and working a full-time job. A lot of people are working 2 or 3 jobs or 2 jobs, and now they come out the max Pokemon and then they don't give the remote raid option, which is very frustrating, and it's just a turnoff. So it's just like, okay, so if you're working and you can't find a raid, you're kind of left out, unless you're in a big city. So all these limitations, and then only doing the events in major cities. I'm not the only one. I have never done a single giant event in Pokemon Go just because the area I live in. And this is not fair to anyone else that live, in the Midwest, for example, and they just limit to these major cities. But anyways, the game itself is still fun, but it's not as like in 2016 crazy fun. Um, it's so like I've noticed too lately, like the last couple of years, I would never see a Blastoise or a Charizard, and lately they just been popping up. Lately, not a Charizard, but a Blastoise recently just appeared out of nowhere. Um, now, uh, as for the game continuing under Niantic, I still think it's a good course instead of the Saudi Arabia company. That's why I take it as a grain of salt, because for this type of deal, why would it be leaked out? Why would, and also uh, the deal maybe not came through, or they're trying to sabotage the deal by making it known. There's probably a lot of reasons, but like I said, I take it as a grain of salt. Now, from my understanding, I don't really truly believe they're going to sell it to a foreign company outside the U.S. Also, there's conflicting with Nintendo because they own the IP for Pokemon. But the game has been slowly kind of just losing its fizzle, I would say. When they came out the the Pokemon Max, that was like pretty legit. But them limiting the raids, the remote passes on the Rocket raids, the Max raids, and only doing a few. Now, I mean, there's no remote raids anymore for anything except just normal raids. And just what about the people that are working all the time and they can't go to these max raids like the Charizard the max raid. I really wanted to do that, but of course I was working. So I'm not the only one out there that feel this frustration. Uh, But my take is that I think it's just all talk, hype. They throw it out there. Everyone's buzzing, talking about it. Uh, the deal didn't broker through, so now I think Niantic is flirting with the idea they want to sell, but you don't want to accept the first offer. If you have something very, very valuable, such as the Pokemon Go, without Pokemon Go, I feel like Niantic want to be known. Yes, they have Ingress, but Pokemon Go is their flagship product. You take that out, they don't have anything. So it seems like they're selling the whole company as one package. From what I've read, it's just basically if Pokemon Go finally fizzles out, and you might as well cash out before it fizzles out entirely. But I just don't see that happening in the next few years. It still has a lot of time to grow. It's just that they need to make other changes to make it more playable for character or for other people that are like rural areas that don't have big cities. Make more remote passes, even if they have to pay for it. People are working; they can't attend these raids all the time, and it's very convenient for me because working all the time, and then limiting having no remote passes on the Max and Team Rocket raids are even more frustrating. So that's just my take. I think they're just flirting with the idea of selling the company as a whole before they basically cash out while it's still good, or flirt with the idea, see what other companies are willing to offer. So I believe it's a bigger package than we think it is. But I just don't believe they're selling now. Why would they leak this unless they want to sabotage it? But from my understanding from the other company I've read is the company makes microtransactions, more ads. I think once it's under new management, under this type of new company with not so good reputation for mobile games, well, yeah. Okay. Okay. But yes. Flavia. Flavia.
I'm a zombie.
Yeah, you're a zombie. But yes. But I just think it's a grain of salt. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just whole hype, and you never want to accept the first offer, especially for a game like this. You want to milk it while it's worth. Flavia. So this is why I haven't been making much videos lately. Flavia. But anyways, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on Pokemon Go. I don't think it's going anywhere. I just think it's hype. Just take it as a grain of salt. But I don't believe it's going to be sold to a Saudi Arabia company. I just think it's all just throwing it out there because you have to understand, these news outlets, just throw something out there without any verification. Could be false. Niantic hasn't responded to it, so it makes me beg the question. There could be talks, but nothing's been verified yet, and they just throw that out there to just grab any attention to create a buzz, and then all these other news outlets gurgitate it, and then YouTubers gurgitate it. They all want to make a quick buck before it's actually verified, and after it's all verified, that's not true. They all made the money anyways because they made the money off the buzz, the hype, the negative hype, and understand that in news and media, they make money off anything that's negative. And right now, this brokering and deal to sell Pokemon Go is a negative. So they're banking on it, and they want to market it much as possible, get the buzz out, make much money off ad revenue, to click, drive traffic to these blogs, these articles, and then they make their money off the ad revenue. So you also have to look at their point of view too, that they don't care. These news outlets don't even care if information is verified or not nowadays. As long as you can drive traffic to either the viewer, the video, or the article, that's its main objective. So, like I said, just take this as a grain of salt. But I don't believe they're selling it. Now, if it is actually official, they're selling the company. Let's just put it out there. I have little faith that it'll go great because one, there's like three things that'll happen: keep the customer base, cut costs, and increase revenue or adjust. So most likely they'll just cut costs and find ways to make even more money. And as for the customer base, it's already there. So I would start transferring your Pokemon to like the Pokemon Home. I never done it, but now I take interest of transferring all the Pokemon to the home device, so on Switch, to actually make it happen. So just take interest in that. But that's my 2 cents. I just take it as a grain of salt. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's just all buzz, all talk right now. People have been complaining about Niantic for years. And maybe this is their way of kind of saying, like, we're done. Because pretty much, basically on the other side of the coin of Niantic is Pokemon Go. Without Pokemon Go, what do you have? Take Pokemon Go out of the equation. What Niantic has, it's hard to put one company on one pedestal, one leg, and depending on one certain product, and you take that product out of the picture, that solely depends on other company's IP, then you're very vulnerable. So I also kind of look at Niantic's point of view. They met the objectives, but relying on a product that another company, another third-party company owns their IP to it, you don't really have full control of what you say or cannot do. So maybe the Pokemon company has been limiting on what they want to do over the years, and they feel like they're not in control. They just feel like they're just maintaining Pokemon Go as it is. So there could be other factors that we don't know about that is driving Niantic to cash out and sell. But I just believe they're just trying to see what bites out there, and that's why all the buzz is going on. So who knows? Elon Musk might buy it. He's buying everything. So who knows? A U.S. company might come along and buy it, even for a bigger price tag than $3.5 billion. So that's just my take. I know I haven't uploaded a video, so I figured to do this video on Pokemon Go since I play it. It's like my travel game. But if Niantic sells it and trying to play under a new company, it's just not going to feel the same. But I'll give it a chance, but I don't have that much faith in that. But anyways, all right, see you guys. Like and subscribe, and thank you.